Hello, Doc Gel. Ako nasa work. Yung video. Paano ba yan? Mismo ko? Hello, Founder May. Good morning. Have a seat, please.
Thank
The
you.
first chair.
Concierge. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm very fine, thank you. Looking forward to a great start.
Okay.
Yes. I'll just grab my pen
This is yours.
and notebook. Okay.
You have your notebook here already.
I tried to always open it.
Okay. So, good morning. I just want to introduce myself. My name is Joe, Concierge Manager. Colleague of...
Okay. The email.
Yeah.
Copy of the email.
Okay, so Pramana told you, or who communicated with you to come here today?
Nikhil.
Nikhil.
So-
What time?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Okay, so I just want to grab the opportunity. I don't want to lose the momentum.
Okay.
And they're coming at 9.
Okay.
And Pramana is on the way.
Okay.
So this is your name badge. So first, we're going to indicate the training, as you can see.
Okay.
And then after some time, after your training, you're going to put your name. Is it correct?
Margaret, yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I will write a string. Okay, got you.
Yeah. How's everything in your accommodation?
I love it. I love it. I got a very awesome welcome from my roommate.
Uh-huh.
Her name is Glory. She was very kind to me and she
Okay.
showed me around. Yes. I've loved it. I've loved my past experience.
Once again, welcome on board, and this is your first day. I'm just going to discuss the basic things, and especially the front. What is the roles and responsibilities, KPIs, and someone we're going to give you more details about the operation and what is exactly your role. Because every buildings that we have, basically we have the rules and regulations depends on the community management. Do you have any idea about the facilities management?
It's my first experience working.
This is your first time. But you work as a reception or concierge?
Yes, yeah, I worked
In a hotel?
both customer facing roles and administration. So
Okay. Every time I'm doing this, the first question that I ask for the newly joined concierge agent is, what is your company?
what is mine?
What is your company?
What is my company?
What is the name of your company?
The name of my company company is
Strive what?
Strive Facility Management.
Strive Facilities Management. Good. Okay. Good. Do you know who are we?
I can try and explain.
What is Strive Facilities Management?
Strive Facilities Management is an organization that is in the business of offering manpower services to hospitality buildings, commercial buildings, and residential buildings.
Okay, so basically, as a concierge, for sure, it has been discussed during your interview, right? And the services that we can offer, maybe our franchise is residential, okay? We're not hotel.
Hospitality.
Hospitality, yes. The hospitality is really broad,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And then especially if someone's going to, I have experience or background with the customer service, yes, what kind of customer service it is.
Okay.
That is the reasons also for sure, Pramena asked you maybe what is the difference between hotel and residential, right? Okay, so that is the reasons why you are here now. And then, of course, we're going to give you a training, proper training, and more background of residential and facilities management. So, as you know, you're a concierge agent and Strive. Okay, you don't need to mention all this Strive because basically we're going to someone's we're going to ask you follow-up question what is Strive, okay? So Strive FM or Strive Facilities Management, because most of your colleagues they're going to say that Strive Services Group, okay?
Yeah.
Have you seen that? Okay.
Yes.
And then Strive Services Group, we are under the umbrella of Strive Services Group, and we are Strive Facilities Management.
Okay. So this is the bigger umbrella.
Yes. And our mother company also is developer, and then sooner or later you will hear property owned. So it means that the building is owned by our company.
Okay.
Okay? But at the end of the day, the moment that we work on that particular building, even though that building is property owned, we're still a third party. I'm going to discuss it later. Okay. So don't forget Strive Facilities Management or Strive FM.
Okay.
And then Strive Facilities Management, we are giving services to the residential, such as our clients, community management, and residents. And then one of those services are we concierge agent or concierge services. We do have also security services, housekeeping services, mainly in the public area and common area, and we have also building maintenance. They are responsible for the common areas as well. If the residential have the facilities like gym and swimming pool, so probably swimming pool, we're going to provide lifeguard. If they have gym, we're going to provide gym attendant.
You said
Now,
about a question just before you move about housekeeping. You said you offer these two.
Housekeeping, yeah. Okay.
You say housekeeping. You offer two things under housekeeping. There's two things you mentioned under housekeeping.
Okay. So CS stands for concierge services, security,
Okay.
housekeeping. This is public area cleaner.
Okay.
Okay. We have handyman. Handyman meaning or building maintenance. BMS, building maintenance services. We have also lifeguard. We have gym attendant.
Okay.
Okay? Clarification?
No, I have that.
Okay, so it answered your questions about housekeeping.
Yeah.
Okay? organizational chart. Concierge services headed by Flomena is our concierge and public relations manager, and then I am reporting to her. After Flomena, this is me, I'm concierge manager, and after me, we have CS or concierge supervisor. Concierge supervisor. After the concierge supervisor, we have concierge agent.
That's me.
Or we call it CA. This is CS. Concierge supervisor and concierge agent. This is one of the things that I really need to emphasize during the orientation, the hierarchy of the communication, the organizational chart. You as a concierge agent, whenever you deploy, which building, if that building provided supervisor, concierge supervisor, you're always reported to the supervisor. And the supervisor will going to escalate what it's all about to me or to Flomena. It depends. There's no way that you, Margaret, as a concierge agent, we're going to go directly to me or to Flomena without consulting your supervisor first. If you don't have supervisors, again, we have sites provided a supervisor as per contract, and we have site we don't have supervisor. So if you're going to work in a site without a supervisor, so basically you're going to report to me or to Flomena. Okay? So I just want to let you know that we already have 60 plus concierge agents. So you can imagine one of you is a 60 plus concierge agents communicated directly to me or to Flomena, and our operations 24 hours. So it's a mess. That is the reasons we have also in our department organizational chart, and again, I'm going to reiterate the hierarchy of the communication. Clear?
I just needed to confirm Flamena's title again is PR and what? Flamena's title.
Okay. Once again, Flomena is our concierge and public relations manager.
Okay.
Okay.
When you want to indicate it. So, question. The concierge agent, let's say for example for the night shift, the concierge agent is there. Is the supervisor also there during the night shift, or the supervisor is always there just during the day shift?
I can sense that you have a lot of questions, okay? And I just want to focus on the agenda at the moment, okay? And then if you have any questions along the way, just keep it with you. And after some time, I'm going to ask you if you have any questions, clarifications, okay? So we can polish what is the agenda for today, okay? So just write it down and we're going to answer it later. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, okay. As I mentioned, Stripe Services Group provided this kind of services. I'm going to discuss it also. Okay, and our mother company is a developer. And then property owned, we own the building. For example, this Fairmont South Residence is property owned. We own this. So during this start, the beginning, we have 281 apartments here. And then that 281 apartments, so technically we do have also owners every apartment. Now, as a building owner, I'm going to call for a general assembly for the homeowners association of this building. And then we're going to elect and select, we call the chair board members. Okay? So now, we have HOA, it stands for Homeowners Association. We're talking about this building, for example, Fairmont South Residence, and this Fairmont South Residence consisting of 281 apartments. Once again, 281 apartments owner as well. But sometimes it doesn't vary because maybe I bought 5 apartments, I bought 10 apartments. Okay, we're going to focus only for homeowners, and then we call them homeowners association. So now, homeowners association, as I mentioned, they were going to elect or select board members. And then 281 apartments or maybe owners, they were going to select only maybe 5, 7, 10, it depends. Okay, but this is mostly the numbers of the board members. So now, from these numbers, let us say we're going to focus only on the 5. From 5, then we're going to select and elect one chairman of the board. Okay? So now, from homeowners association, we have already the board members. This board member, these 5 people, including the chairman, they're responsible to hire CM. CM stands for Community Management. Now, the community management hired by board members, now CM is responsible to hire FM. And then this is Strike Facilities Management. That is the reasons we have only contract in every residentials that we giving services. So this is the history. That is the reasons we have our clients, the community management and the homeowners association, regardless if they are staying in the apartment or not. Because we do have also owners occupier. Residential, we have 2 kinds of or 3 types of people staying in the building. Owners occupier, tenant, and short-term or holiday homes. I'm going to discuss it later.
Okay.
So again, homeowners, they're responsible to hire community management. Community management hired FM. And you are the FM. You are facilities management. Now, what is our relationship with our clients? We have 2 kinds of clients, the community management and then the people staying in the building, especially for the homeowners and then the tenants. All good? I know it's quite confusing. This is the first time that you go into this kind of stuff. But as I mentioned, before I'm going to start, this is just only a history or upfront, information about who we are and especially what you will do, and then who is our clients, who are we, and everything. Before you go directly to the building, and then that is different because in the building you're going to sit in the reception. Now that is actual work.
Yes.
So without this background, you cannot understand who you are. Okay, why I'm sitting here and who is our clients and everything. Okay. Unless if you have a background of facilities management of the same field. Okay. So now Stripe Services Group, as you can see there, the first logo that is bespoke. Bespoke is a property management. PM, property management. Okay, and then this abbreviation, what they call this, is an abbreviation. But we call it terminologies, concierge terminologies. If you go there, okay, did you contact your CS? What is CS? Okay, concierge supervisor, right? Okay, and then what is your position? CA, concierge agent. Now, CM, community management, SFM, Stripe facilities management, PM, property management. Now, Bespoke, as a property management, they're responsible for dealing with the clients. Clients, again, homeowners. Okay, for example, you are a homeowner. Maybe you have only one apartment, five apartments, 10 apartments. Okay, and I am bespoke, and then I'm going to communicate with you. Hi, Miss Margaret. I just want to let you know that I am property management. Maybe you want us to manage your apartment. What do you want to your apartment? Are you going to stay in the apartment or you want to rent it out at the long term and a short term? Okay? Whatever the discussions deal, property management, once again, is the responsible of certain apartments, not the entire building, only certain apartments. Okay? And then there's an agreement. Maybe you have a few slides, okay, leakage in the apartment. We are responsible for taking care of by providing handyman services. Okay? Of course, there's some corresponding charges for that. But since you will be our clients, we're going to give you a special rate. Okay? And then that's different on individual side. Okay? And then if you decide that your apartment to be rented out as a long term, we're responsible to look for the tenants. Okay? And then we know what is the price of your apartment as per the market, as per the location, as per the views. So this is property management what's doing. Now, the second logo, that is Domus Housing Management. Domus Housing Management, for example, in your accommodation, that is managed by Domus. So they are responsible for every staff staying in that particular building. We didn't consider it as a residential because again, residential, either homeowners are the ones going to stay there, tenants who rented out the apartment for 1 year or 2 years, it depends on the contract, and then holiday homes or Airbnb. Okay? Are you with me?
Yes. I believe I am.
Okay. The third logo, as you can see, that is our logo. And that is Strive FM. Once again, Strive Facilities Management. The last logo is Can Do.
Yeah, I've seen the t-shirt.
Can Do Home Services. Can Do Home Services offers handyman, housekeeping, pest control, and other services, such as sanitation, including laundry services. Handyman is different from building services. Building services is for the common areas. Handyman, if you're going to take handyman, okay, don't confuse, but you have to confirm because residents sometimes they just only knows maintenance or handyman. Okay. But then again, building maintenance is responsible for the common areas. If something happens inside the apartment, you can contact Can Do. That is home services providing handyman for in-house. And also housekeeping in-house under Can Do. Housekeeping public area is different from room attendant. Okay? Now we can absorb or we can get the term of room attendant from the hotel to residential because they are in-house. Okay? Clear?
Yes.
Sure. So this is Can Do all about. And then Can Do, or the last room, that's the call center. And they are all receiving calls if any residents or concierge on behalf of the residents contacting them, Can Do Home Services, booking for the handyman, booking for the housekeeping, booking for the pest control, and other services.
So just to make sure I'm getting you right, the HM and the HK, the handyman and the housekeeping is common areas.
Again?
The handyman and the housekeeping is common areas.
What do you mean handyman and housekeeping common areas?
Like under Kandu, like Kandu Home Services has a handyman, housekeeping, pest control, and laundry services.
Yes.
So the handyman and the housekeeping are like it's for common areas, not like room attendant. The way it's room attendant is inside.
I think I need to explain again.
Okay.
You're confused.
Okay.
Okay. I just wanted to focus. But I like
Before I move to the
I
next
like
thing,
it
I
that
want
you're
to
going
make
to
sure-
write it. Okay, but I can sense that you are confused for some information. Okay, and then don't bring this confusion on site.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
okay.
So, Kandu services is a services given to the residents with charge and then all in-house.
All in-house.
Okay? We Strive facilities management is always for the common areas. I'm talking about Strive facilities management, we giving services like building maintenance and housekeeping. And then explain and then wrote in the board that they are from the common areas. I discuss it now with Kandu. For example, Margaret, you are a resident, staying in an apartment, and then you called me as a concierge and you requested for the maintenance, can do for the in-house. But I need to ask you if you do have a preferred maintenance or not. If you have preferred maintenance, or maybe your owner have a maintenance company, so probably you're going to use the services. If you don't have, okay, this is my responsibility to inform you that we have this kind of services, okay, but you don't need to inform them that this is our sister company or this is our company. You heard it a while ago that even though this building is ours or property owned, we are still a third party. Third party meaning contractual. Are you sure? Okay?
What is the difference between FM and Kandu?
So you don't get confused about handyman, building maintenance,
Okay.
housekeeping for the public area, and room attendant.
Okay.
Okay? So, for example, once again, if someone approaches you and then complaining for something like, I have a leakage in my apartment, okay? So maybe you can call the building maintenance just to check what is the problem and where is the leakage coming from. And then the building maintenance will going to inform you, oh, you have to contact outsource or outside service provider. That is their assistance, but they are not the one who going to fix it.
Okay.
Or the maintenance requested for the housekeeping inside the apartment. Okay, what assistance they need. You don't need to call the housekeeping immediately because of that request. Again, housekeeping, if you're talking about the services of Strive facilities management, housekeeping is for the common areas. They're not responsible, they are not allowed to go inside the apartment.
Got you.
Sure?
So
Do you have any confirmation?
No, I got it. Site management is common areas.
Okay. And to continue, so bespoke. What do you understand about bespoke?
Bespoke deals directly with the owners, the property management in terms of the owners. That's how I understood it.
Okay.
Yes. And then Domas is staff management. It's like more the staff kind of accommodation. And then Strive facility management. That's the common areas that we've discussed for the residential areas. And then the last one is Kandu Home Services, which does in-house. They provide the housekeeping, the handyman, the pest control, and the laundry services.
Okay. I like it. But I have a comment. You have to focus on the question. What is your question? Okay. I'm going to help you to mold you the way what is really the concierge are. Okay. I know you have a lot of questions because I know that this is your first time, okay, and then you don't have any background of working in facilities management. My question is what you understand about bespoke, but you answered everything.
Okay.
You got my point?
Yes.
You have to focus because if this is Margaret and now Margaret we're going to deploy you and we're going to work in one of the receptions. We have 25 buildings, 21 residentials and 3 commercials. If you cannot control about yourself, okay, if the residents were going to ask you and you talk too much,
Okay.
maybe the residents were going to annoy. Maybe the residents were going to ho, you talk many things, but this is just only my question. You got my point? Okay. I'm not saying that that is not good, but it depends on the situation and it depends the persons in front of you also. Remember, residence is very difficult. You have to, of course, the gender, the nationality, the moods, okay, and then the attitude and behavior. You can encounter residents that they're really nice, they like talking. But maybe you will encounter residents that they are rude and they don't like too much talking.
Okay.
It seems like I don't like to waste my time and then just answer my question.
Okay.
You got it? Okay? By the way, the reasons what I'm saying here is I can see everything in general. I can communicate it to different nationalities, gender, religions, okay, ages, okay, because I've been in the company for 14 years. Right? So, again, it's good. You're absorbing information, but you have to focus. You need to focus. Especially, what is the question? You should answer. Okay? Now, I just want you to let you know that, again, okay. Okay, so community management, CM, community management. And this is our buildings, and this is the community management. Okay, we're communicating to different community management, different rules and regulations, and different buildings. Saka International, they're responsible for Barquis, North and South residents, and MAG 318. And Kanzen Asset Management or Community Management, they're responsible for Shoreline, Alabat and Al-Nasir, Sparkle Tower, and the 8. Emirate Street, Community Management, they're responsible for European Business Center or EBC, Eden House. Star Owners Associations Management or Community Management, they're responsible for Mondrian and Prison Tower. My laptop's not working. Ah. Stop. Anyway. It's not moving. Okay.
There.
Um, okay, and Kayan Group or Kayan Community Management, they're responsible for Kayan Business Center. And Nakil Strata Community Management, Nakil Community Management, have you seen the building in front of us?
Yes.
Okay, that is 10 buildings, that is Golden Mile. From building 1 to building number 10, our community management handling by Nakil.
Okay.
Have you heard Nakil? But you know Pam Jumeirah?
Yes.
Nakil is the developer of Pam Jumeirah.
Okay.
Nakil also is the owner of Nakil Mall and Nakil Tower. So when you heard this, you have the information. Oh, they are big,
Yeah.
they are wealthy, they are rich. Okay, so I just want you to have this kind of mindset also. And you as a concierge, you're going to work in Pam Jumeirah and then prestigious residentials. You're going to deal with no ordinary people.
Okay.
They are most of the owners, their own company, their COO, CEO, okay, maybe managers, okay, director, but they are not just normal person. And then you have to think that also, whenever you work in the reception, it's not, when you go to receive instructions, it's not discrimination or anything. And especially when you heard from us, okay, please make sure that no contractors or cleaners sitting in the reception. No drivers going to stay in the reception. Again, so maybe as a normal person, a human being, you don't think that why. Okay, it seems like it's not good discriminating people. Okay, and especially going to ask the driver or contractors or cleaners to wait the clients from outside or wait for the time. Okay, so maybe the cleaner going to wait for their time. The appointment is 2 p.m., but they are just arrived early 12 or 1. They're going to wait for more than 1 hour or 1 hour, right? Okay, so what's the concierge going to do if you receive this kind of information or instructions, right? So there's no script, but the way how you're going to communicate to the person is matter. Because the moment that uses of words, definitely if I'm a cleaner, I'm a driver, madam, okay, sometimes they don't know what is the concierge receptionist, but security here in lobby asked me to go. Okay? So now it's different information, and you're going to receive a call from the residents really upset why you're telling my driver to go. But which is not the way, not your intention, correct? So you have to be careful. Otherwise, it leads to a customer complaint. So you have the information of the sites and especially who's and who, community management, whenever you're working, what buildings you're going to work. And there's also move in and move out procedures. Have you heard this kind of thing? Move in and move out? Okay. Move in and move out, of course, definitely, as I mentioned, residential, tenants, long-term, apartments owners. So if the apartment is empty, so probably people are going to move in with their stuff, furniture, and personal belongings. So that is considered as a move-in. That we call it move-in. Now, if the tenants expired the contract for 1 year and then they decided not to renew the contract, definitely they're going to get out from the apartment and that is move out.
Okay.
And that there's corresponding procedures for that. It depends to the community management. Now, work permit. Every building, and especially here in Pam Jumeirah, we're not receiving all kinds of contractors, all kinds of maintenance coming into the building. There's corresponding protocols and procedures and approval for all the contractors wants to come in and do the job inside the apartment. And then depends on the community management. Access device. Most of our buildings, and especially if you really want to go to the parking, okay, and then mostly if you want to enter the building from the moment from outside, they need to use the access card.
Okay.
Or the main entrance, the reception is open to everyone, but the moment you want to go up to the apartment, before you go in to enter the lift or elevator, you need an access card. Or sometimes, yes, you can open the lift. It's like in the hotel. You have to tap the access card inside before you go to press the floor. Again, it depends on the building. It depends on the community management. So now we're going to have the information. Everything that movement of the people inside the building, it depends to the community management, building rules and regulations. Don't think that they are prisoners. Of course, for example, this building, Fairmont South Residence, is more than 10 years. Okay? Because I'm 14 years already here. So you can imagine if there's no rules and regulations, protocols, how are you going to manage the building that I studied from outside, and especially when you go inside, okay? The lobby is really beautiful, okay? And then everything's organized, right? The furniture, the reception area, and then people working there. So this is how. Regardless, now, as I mentioned, those people staying here, it's we don't know, okay, their profile. Maybe high profile for sure, BIT for sure, but still, at the end of the day, when they are staying in the building, they have to follow the rules and regulations as well. They are not allowed to put their garbage in front of their door. That's violation. That is violation of the building rules and regulations. And then the facilities management and the community management are allowed to inform them or to give them a notice of violation based on it depends on the violations they done. Complaints, okay, so probably concierge. Now, just hold on, sorry. Good morning, Josephine. Sir, nasa training po ako. Ano po yun? Nandito po, nasa training room. Sige po. Isa. Okay, sige. Thank you. Sure po. Okay. Residents push complaints, where we're going to receive the complaints. Not only from the residents, but mostly from the residents. But complaints sometimes we're receiving it from other departments, such as security, housekeeping, maintenance, okay? A complaint, it's not just always a complaint that I'm going to come to you and complain, the word complain. You know, for example, I am security, I did my patrol, okay, and then I saw, I noticed the unusual things. Or I am security, I noticed in the 7th floor corridor there's a water leakage, and I'm going to come to you and report it. It's considered a complaint, but not technically a complaint. You got my point? Okay, and then you're going to escalate it and you're going to assist on how to solve it. Because concierge is always in the bridge of communication. You're always in the center of communication. People is coming to you all the time to report something, to inquire, to ask questions and everything. Okay? And then this is we call it complaints because we have the system and then we call it just on the future. Okay, did you log it in your CCL? And the moment that you heard it from us or from your supervisor, CCL is always coming directly to, or you need to log it in the system. Okay, so complaints, let us say from residents, okay, other department, maybe visitors, okay. This is all complaints, but this all complaints will go directly to the concierge, okay. And then this is the responsibility of a concierge to whom you go to escalate it. Who is responsible for the problem? So definitely, for example, if there's a problem with the illegal parking, you're going to call your handyman, you're going to call security, and you're going to call housekeeping. The first and foremost contact person is the security because that is parking. Okay? Though I mentioned to you already that I am security, doing my patrol, and then I noticed that there's a water leakage, okay, so probably you have to coordinate it directly to the handyman. If there's someone approach you, for example, I am a resident and I'm going to dispose my garbage, but unfortunately the garbage room in level 5 is too smelly, okay, so you have to coordinate with the housekeeping, correct? And then of course, for you to find out who did it, who's throwing the garbage on the floor, you have to coordinate with the security to check the CCTV. Okay? So this is escalation, and this is the way how you're going to solve the complaints. So now, when you communicated to security, to the housekeeping, depends on the complaints, you have to go back here. There's no way that the concierge is just only receiving. Again, you're always in the center of the communication. The moment that you receive, you have to get back. You don't need to wait for the residents or anyone. What happened? I called you or I reported you 30 minutes, 1 hour ago, and even yesterday, but I didn't receive any response. So that is bad. And then that is concierge responsibility to have a proper communication, and then just always to give a feedback to whoever comes to you, call to you, inquire, complaints, and questions. Now, building rules. What is the problem of my laptop? Okay. There's a lot of building rules. Again, it depends on the building. It depends on the community management. But of course, we have the building rules for the noise. There's a building rules for the swimming pool, gym, right? And then we have the timings also. That is one of the building rules. If the residents really wants to access this kind of facilities, without exceeding the time limit, of course, for example, the gym, you have to close it. Otherwise, people for 24 hours coming in without monitoring people who's in here. Yes, we do have the camera, but still, sometimes to avoid any inconvenience in the operation of the building, so we have to set a building rules. If the people, okay, why the swimming pool is until 8 p.m. only? Okay, we can communicate directly to the community management. This is the complaints, this is the request. Maybe the community management, we're going to communicate directly to the homeowners association to extend the swimming pool timings up to 9 or to 10 p.m. Depends. Now, again, if you go to extend the timings, so definitely we're going to extend the timings of the security. What is the shifting now? Okay, if there's any additional budget for that, because at the end of the day, we do work with the contract. If you want to change the contract, it should be in the black and white and go to sign. Okay, so this is building rules also, part of the building rules. Okay, so building rules are community rules. So as you can see, first and foremost, noise. Okay, so this is random, and maybe this is one of the top complaints that you're going to receive, and especially during weekend. Or today's Friday, as we know, tomorrow Saturday is weekend, so probably there's a lot of party you're going, holidays maybe, okay? So people is sensitive to the noise. Maybe just only the neighbor is watching movies and then the loud is too much for them. Again, even if it's just 6 p.m., 7 p.m., of course, you have to acknowledge it and then you have to report it to security, and security knows what they're doing. Security will going to come to you, or maybe security will not. It depends on the security, whose security is that. But most of the time, they're afraid to speak to the residents. Maybe they don't know how to speak English properly. That is the reason they will go back to the concert, just confirm noise, loud music heard in the door, this apartment. So the responsibility is to ask. Did you not? Did you inform the resident to lower it? No. Okay. Now, okay, Miss Margaret, I just want to let you know that we received complaints from your neighbors, and then if it is possible for you to lower the volume of your TV or your music and everything. But you don't need to disclose the information, even the apartment who complains. Be careful. Move in and move out, I discussed it already. And then pets, okay? Most of the concerns, and this is my questions, and Plamena as well, we have Plamena. Why are you allowing people to use the main reception, though it's a pet building, what do you call this, pet friendly building, okay? But the point here is you should inform the residents or the pet owner to make sure, especially for the dog, to have a leash all the time. Okay? So maybe they're going to inform you that, oh, my dog is too small and that is harmless. You don't know. Okay? You don't know that I have allergy with the dog. So maybe someone's all of a sudden is sitting there and then they are afraid of the dog, regardless of the sizes. But you cannot control the emotions of people. If these people complains, this is your responsibility as well. Okay? And then you as a concierge, you should understand and you know also who's and who was the building, who was apartments with the pets. Now, throwing items especially for the cigarettes. And then this is not just only our problems in our residential, but to the entire the community here in UAE, Dubai, and then for sure in other countries as well. So people is irresponsible for throwing their cigarette butts in the balcony, and then it causes fire already. So that's really dangerous. You cannot do anything about it, and then you can pinpoint unless someone, and especially the residents, saw it, their physical and naked eye, and then this is the part of this is the balcony, okay? And then even the security is really having hard time to do investigation. Who is the culprit whenever we receive this kind of complaints, especially for the from the lower area. Okay, parking. I discussed it earlier already. I mentioned it. Illegal parking, and then I discussed also concerning about the garbage, and then the trolley. Okay, so the trolley should always be in the reception. If the residents want to use it, the concierge's responsibility is to ask. Maybe if you know, and especially if you're going to start your work, okay, madam, may I know what is your apartment number, please? Okay, and then appreciate it if you can return the trolley after use. Okay, so the laundry also, as you can see, it should be far from the rails, and then people is not allowed to put any clothing on the balcony rails. So, too much for that. That is our building rules, and then still depends to the community management. And building violations, if you have the building rules, we have the building violations. Okay? And daily operation, escalation of issues, response, how you're going to respond to certain questions, inquiries, and complaints, and coordination with other departments, which is I discussed already. And then escalation, for example, you're having a hard time to communicate with the security, and then you inform them for how many times already concerning in one complaint, but apparently you still didn't receive particular responses. So escalate it to the supervisor, and then either to me or to Plamena if you don't have supervisor. And call center, I discussed with you already about the Cantu, and then where this call center of us located. Okay? And this is the reasons also the proper communication with your direct supervisors or to us, your leaders, concerning about can do handyman, can do housekeeping, okay? And especially if the call center is not responding to your email, call center is not responding to your call, okay? So if we are here, we can assist everyone, conscious, especially conscious, and we can easily communicate. I can go directly there, okay? There's an email from you since 2 hours ago. Could you please double check and could you please reply? Okay, so this is how we work. Now, Strive Concierge. Right, now I discussed it already. This Strive Services Group, the other departments, community management, homeowners. So, use the concierge, we have also SOP. For sure you know what is SOP. What is SOP stands for?
Operating procedures.
Okay. So every movement of the concierge will have SOP. Right? Opening of your laptop, okay, receiving handovers, talking to the people, complaints, logging the handover, doing the handover to the previous shift, receiving money, receiving items. There's a lot of SOPs. That is the reason concierge not just only when you see them, okay, this is the concierge. No, maybe that is external operation. But we do have two kinds of operation. External and internal. And internal, this is our works, and this is what is inside my laptop, and this is internal also. Okay? So, customer complaints, once again, I'm going to emphasize that what's the customer complaints, how you're going to receive it, and how you're going to do response, and then, of course, escalation. I don't want in the future, Margaret, what happened to this? What do you mean? Okay, in your handover or you send an email, this is what happened yesterday, and then what happened now? Why we didn't receive any update yesterday also? Okay? Okay, let me call. Maybe, oh, I'm sorry because I'm busy. For sure, it will happen to you in the future, but hoping not. Okay? And the handling process, of course, I'm going to teach you now on how we're going to handle it. Of course, you don't need to put pressures in your hand, right? And then because the resident is shouting at you, for them, the leakage is like a false, and then they're going to blame you. Okay, if you're not sending maintenance here, whatever damage in the apartment, you're responsible for that. Okay, this is a threat from the residents. At the end of the day, concierge, what you will do? Are you the one going to fix it? Definitely no. Information, again, ask the residents. Sir or madam, do you have your prepared maintenance? Okay, and then yes and no. Whatever the response of the residents, this is a cue for the next steps for you. If it is yes, definitely what else you can do? Just only, okay, madam, appreciate if you can call them directly as soon as possible to fix the problem inside your apartment, but I just want to remind you in regards with the rules and regulations of the work permit. Okay? So again, maybe you know what work permit? It's just emergency and everything. Okay, I'm going. Let me check. This is one thing. If you really want assistance from building maintenance is working where?
Common areas.
Exactly, common areas. So now they can assist you by providing a nice words, okay, building maintenance. I have one situation here. Could you please assist me to double check what is the problem really, because this resident is screaming and everything. Okay, they can do that. They can assist you. They can now enter the apartment just to isolate it. Remember, okay, they can assist you to isolate it. But for fixing, no. And then the way how you're going to respond to the residents, okay, Miss Margaret, okay, I'm really sorry for the leakage happening inside your apartment now, but let me check with the building maintenance, okay, to assist you. Let me check. You don't need to use the word, Miss Margaret, okay, I will send the maintenance. You got it? Saying I will check, definitely reading between the lines, you're not giving information directly from the resident. Okay? But saying I will send, you give a confirmation to the resident. And then you will be responsible for that. You got me? Okay? So you understand, or you can visualize what is the situation, right? Remember, if the residents keeps on calling you, Miss Margaret, as what I told you a while ago, okay, let me check with the maintenance. Before the residents will contact you back, okay, the moment that you inform them, okay, allow me to drop the call, and I'm going to call the maintenance, and then that to check where they are, and then how long they can come to us. Okay, call the maintenance, and then go back immediately to the residents, okay? If the building maintenance says to you, or said, that I will come 5 minutes, don't trust them. Don't trust them. Okay? Go back to the resident. Miss Margaret, I just want to let you know that I communicated already to the building maintenance, and apparently they're still doing some things in other apartments as well. Roughly, they told me that they're going to be within 30 to 1 hour. Roughly. Okay? So you can imagine 5 minutes. If they arrive in the building 5 minutes, you're safe. Because the moment that you mentioned to them, oh, they told me that they come in 5 minutes, would you think the residents not going to call you if 5 minutes is over and no maintenance is still coming in the apartment? Okay, in the 10 minutes, 15 minutes, let's say, hey Margaret, you told me, where is the maintenance? You told me they come in 5 minutes. Because they told me. Okay, no, this is completely wrong, and then you're always putting yourself in a trouble. That's the reasons I am explaining to you and giving you an example how you're going to respond for you to be safe, and then don't put pressure in your hands. Remember that, okay? And then I don't want, or primarily I'm going to receive that, oh, I have a situation here, the residents is angry because this maintenance is, wait. Okay, first, I would just want to hear what is the problem. Because there's a leakage in the apartment, okay? What is now connection of the building maintenance? Because I contacted them for assistance and then they told me that they come in 30 minutes, it's already 2 hours and no maintenance. Okay, but what is the responsibility of the maintenance? They are just for the common areas, what you mentioned to the resident. Right? Okay, so this is too complicated for the concierge who didn't understand your role. And then for those concierge who don't know how to respond. You can imagine if the residents will go around, hey Margaret, what, come on. Okay, what you going to panic? You're going to call your manager, you're going to call your supervisor. Okay, so again, no one can touch you. They can do slapping on the table, okay, shouting at you, but this is because of the situation. You don't take it personally that the resident is shouting at you because in personal things. They are frustrated. So you can imagine I bought this table, let us say 10,000 dirhams, and then I have a leakage, and there's a problem, I worry, it getting up, maybe it will ruin, it will damage. Who's responsible for that? Okay? Maybe I'm just a tenant, and then I rented out this apartment, fully furnished, and then there's a leakage, and then, of course, when I receive this from the owner, I need to return it back the same situation, the same image, or the same as it is, back to the owner. Okay? So, you can imagine also, maybe because this person staying in the building, they don't know how to handle their behavior and everything. That is the reason they were going to release it to someone. They know who can assist them, but they failed to assist them properly. Okay? You learn? Okay. Daily reports, of course, definitely, whatever you have, whatever you see, whatever you hear, okay, put it in online handover. Everything. Online handover. We got it. This is daily lab. Because you're not writing in the paper and then to hand it over to your next colleague or to your next sheet. Online. Because most of the time when we read concierge penmanship or what is this, I don't understand what do you mean by this, okay? So it wastes of time. That is the reasons, put it online, okay? When you send it, it's clear and then understandable, and then it's really easy for us to read it. Grammatically error, okay, that's fine, but our concern is just to read it, okay? Opening and closing procedure. Opening and closing procedures, this is the moment that you need to start your shift, that is the opening. The moment that you're going to do handover to the next shift, that's closing. Power-ups. Okay, we have the power-ups, and this is the power-ups. This is the icon of the power-ups. When you open it, that is power-ups. Okay? And then if you go to home page, like customer quotation, I'm not going to explain it further to you, but this is just only a hint. Occupants inquiry, this is the CCL. CCL stands for Customer Complaints Log. That is the reasons when you heard me a while ago that if I ask you, you log it your CCL, meaning here in the Power Apps. When you log it there, all I need to do is just to open my Power Apps and then I can see it there. Okay? We have also the visitors log, it depends on the building, and then also move in and move out, work order, and everything. And then again, the person in the building, they're going to discuss it to you further and deeper.
Okay.
Internal process and escalation. Internal. So, internal means FM. Strike Facilities Management. Escalation. To whom you're going to escalate the problem. Right? If it is for the common areas, what is the problem in the common areas? Legal parking, leakages in the common areas, garbage. Okay, this is internal. Internal, you're going to dispatch or to dispose those concerns directly to the concerned personnel of the department. Internal also is including us, your supervisor, me as a manager, and then senior manager, Pramela. This is internal also. Okay. Most of the residentials that you have, Concierge is responsible for taking care of the spare key or extra key of the apartment. Some residents, they don't have spare key for the concierge because community management doesn't like that the concierge will have responsible for that. But most of the time, especially for the property owned, because we really want to protect the building by keeping the spare key in case of emergency, and especially fire. Okay, so we can easily enter the apartment by using this spare key, other than kicking it, to destroy the door and everything due to the emergency. So now, we have the key authorization form, and this key authorization form for internal Strike Facilities Management, we called it KIF. KIF stands for Key Indemnity Form. Once again, KIF stands for Key Indemnity Form. In short, that is just a key authorization form. Okay? And then this key indemnity, the word indemnity, indemnify. Who is the person authorized to take the key from you, from the concierge, from the reception? There's no way that the person in front of you receiving the key from the reception, that the concierge release the key if the name is not indicated or indemnified to the form, key indemnity form. Okay? And then if you're the concierge, we don't want to hear that, oh, Miss Margaret, yes, thank you, I received your key. Could you please fill the KIF? What the KIF? Okay, that's internal. This is our terminologies. Maybe the residents will not understand what you're talking about. What's KIF? I'm sorry, because this is the key indemnity form, this authorization form. Okay? Don't use words called communicating to external people this kind of thing. Because we do have also RIP, Resident Information Package. If you're going to inform this in front of the residents, oh, Miss Margaret, could you please, this is your RIP. What's RIP? Rest in peace, right? So again, people's behavior. Maybe they will upset with the words that they heard from you. Maybe I'm not in the good mood and you're going to inform this kind of thing. You know what? I don't have enough time for this, and you didn't explain to me properly what you want me to do. Okay? Maybe I am rude resident. Remember that. Okay? You have to put yourself in a secure and safe place, as always, to avoid customer complaints. Okay? And yes, of course, if the concierge is handling the key, definitely this is one of your responsibilities to do the key inventory. When you receive it, okay, you go to the key box and then one by one, okay? You don't need to be comfortable when maybe you are 1 month, 6 months, 1 year. Remember, when you receive this handover from your previous colleagues, this is your responsibility now. Whether your colleague says in the key inventory 1, but the physical count is 0, you're responsible there. Just in case of investigations, right? And you go into, okay, the residents may become, can I have this spare key? And they go to check it. Why? Yes, there's key. And then they open the cabinet, it's not there. Okay, so what happened now? What you going to inform to the residents? Would you think the residents will not going to worry? Oh, where's my key? Don't tell me that my key is missing. Correct? Okay, and now I'm going to sue you. I just want to speak to your manager. This is negligence. You know what happens? What if I'm the residents going to declare that maybe, okay, I'm going to declare that I lost, someone stole my 100,000 dirhams in your apartment, my Rolex, my jewelry. Okay, so you have to be careful also. Regardless if you are busy or not, there's an SOP for everything, as I mentioned. Okay, so another term is for RIRA. R-I-R-A. RIRA stands for Resident Items Registration Acknowledgement Form. Resident Items Registration Acknowledgement Form. So that is RIRA. And then what is this RIRA? For example, I have this eraser. I'm coming to the reception and approach you. Can you give it to Margaret? Okay, who's Margaret? What is the apartment number? Okay, okay, sorry, apartment number, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now, you're going to receive it, but you're going to ask them, hi sir, can you fill this form? And this is resident items, registration, acknowledgement. And then, can you write the apartment number, your name, your mobile number, and then who's going to collect the items, and then what's the item, sir, and then your signature. Okay? And then there's a portion that the concierge will go into fill. The date, the time, expected date of collection, okay? And then there's another portion that the residents will go into fill. Okay? Now, I am the concierge and you are the resident. Oh, my friend dropped me an eraser. Can I have it? Yes. Okay, this is the eraser. And then, so please. So now your name, mobile number, ID number, and signature. Just to acknowledge that you received the items. And then there's a last portion for the concierge also. The date, the time, okay, who released it, what is the concierge's name, and then signature also. Okay, so this is form. In case of this, maybe the resident says that I didn't receive it. This is the form. Okay? And then, of course, you have to double check also what is the items that you received. Is this items, oh, I'm sorry, but there's a crack here. Okay? And then you have to put the comments. Okay? And security deposit. Moving and move out deposit, moving and move out, right? I'm gonna discuss. And then it depends also to the community management, depends on the building, concerning about how much the security deposit or they need the security deposit. Okay? And then filing, of course, as I mentioned a while ago, internal paperwork and everything, how you're going to file it, how you're going to scan it, where you're going to save it. Telephone operation. Okay, so concierge, and especially here in Stripe Facilities Management, we do have our own spiel. And this is just only as simple as it is. Good morning, thank you so much. Good morning, thank you for calling South Residence. This is Joe, how can I assist you? Good morning, thank you so much. Good morning, thank you for calling Golden Mile Building number 1. This is Joe, how can I assist you? Good morning, thank you for calling North Residence. This is Joe, how can I assist you? That's it. Now, good morning, and then I'm just waiting on the line. Okay, what's next? Yes, maybe the spirit of familiarity when you know that this is my number and then you're going to answer it. I'm Mr. Joe, okay? For me, it's fine. But you're giving me an impression that maybe you are in your comfort zone, that whenever you know who's calling, this is your response. This is how you're going to answer the call. And then that is telephone etiquette. Okay? First impression. First impressions are definitely, as you know, and as you can see, all of the buildings that you have, or not only all the buildings that you have, but for the rest of the buildings here in UAE, you can see the reception inside the building. So you don't need to go inside who's and who, and especially you can, even if I want to check and I want to, roam around, sometimes I don't need to go inside. I'm just checking the concierge from outside. And that impression, what if I knew in the building and the visitor and maybe potential clients that I want to buy the apartments here, and then, oh, I don't like the reception here. The receptionist is not approachable. The way how she looks from outside seems like I don't want to talk to her. Her giving me, or he's giving me a bad energy. So this is, and especially when I observe you from outside and you're talking to someone and your facial expression is not good, you're not standing, you're not greeting, it seems like, okay, I don't like it. Okay? So that is the first impression. That's the reasons. Now, from this introduction, I just want you to know that we're pushing the concierge. The moment that someone's entering the building, all you have to do is just to stand and smile and then, hi, good morning, how can I help you? Okay? It's not, you're going to pretend busy, yes, you're busy, and then you saw already, and then you're just going to wait the people, that person, to stand in front of your reception desk and then, good morning. You can imagine, yeah, good morning. Yes, how can I help you? Okay? So maybe the tone of your voice, because maybe that person is just a contractor, maybe the person is just a cleaner, that's the reasons why, how you communicate with them. And it seems like that, hi madam, good morning, how can I have a hi, I'm enjoying your day, have a good day, and then all of a sudden it's like, yes my friend, yes tell me. Okay, it's switching attitude, no. The way how you communicate with the residents or guests is, we're expecting that the same way how you're going to communicate the contractors, cleaners, and whosoever entering the building. Okay? First impression and desk attitude. Desk attitude is really important. I don't want to see you in the future that you're sitting, okay, like this, and then doing this. Okay? Or maybe there's no residence, there's no call, nothing to do, and then you're doing it. Okay? Or really unprofessional that you're going to do like this. Okay? So, again, you have to secure your posture whenever you have a person in front of you or not. Okay? And then how you going to make yourself busy if you don't have anything. Okay? And this is the next form. It's just only the cash flow. So definitely, not all buildings they have the cash flow. Okay, sometimes 500, 1,000. Okay, and then especially this cash flow, you need this in the reception all the time. If it is 1,000, it should be 1,000. But you have to always to have a loose change, because whenever you receive a maintenance payment, housekeeping payment, of course, you have a change. That is the reason you need the cash flow. And the security deposits, I explained already. And moving and move-out deposit, I explained it already. Major modification deposit. It depends on the community management how much. Sometimes 5,000, sometimes 10,000. It is cash or check, but it depends. Okay? Modification means work in the apartment. Okay? Okay, let us say this is here, but I just want to modify it. This should be here, or this is to be removed. Okay? There's a window here. I don't like to have this window. Okay? And then, that is modification. I don't like here. I want to transfer it this side. Okay? That is modification. And then works. Major works. Daily handover, I discussed it already. Cash handover, definitely if you have the cash flow, if you receive payments from maintenance, housekeeping, that is cash handover. And cash dropping. Okay, so a little bit quick. Let us now discuss the KPIs. Okay, uniforms. So uniform is number one. Why? Okay, I'm sorry. For sure you don't know what is KPIs.
Key performance indicator.
Okay. KPI stands for Key Performance Indicator. Key Performance Indicator. As you heard, performance. Okay? An indicator means if you are above or high or low. High or low. Indicator. Okay? So, KPI is part of the contract. For example, we won the contract for concierge agent or receptionist in Golden Mile from the community management of Nakil. From bidding 1 to bidding number 10. These KPIs is included in the contract. That is the reasons I'm going to discuss it with you with full responsibility. Uniform. The moment that you really want to get the contract here, of course, the marketing, the management, sit in front of Nakil, and then this is our portfolio, and then I just want to introduce our concierge, okay, based on the paper. This is how the concierge looks like. This is the lady, and this is the gentleman. As you can see, the gentleman, they were wearing necktie, a suit, and then everything with the name badge. Okay, whenever I saw you, or in the future, where is your name badge? That's part of the KPI. So maybe why it's Bidil the Joe, it keeps on asking, and this is only one day that I missed to wear my name badge, and then he's like monster. You don't know. If I am community management, and then if I just pass by at the reception, and then, hi, how are you? Okay, and then I notice that you're not wearing your name badge. I will go to the office, I will send an email to Joe or Promena that I visited the building, and then your reception there, a lady, etc. Okay, and then not wearing name badge. Now, this email is really important. Why? Because uniform as a number one, the first offense, we have this scoreboard, a monthly scoreboard. FYI, the scoreboard is just only either 1 or 0 score. Okay? And then if we uniform, for example, here uniform category, and then if they put 0, our 100% is gone. This 100% becomes 0%. And then because of you, okay, we have already first offense. And then this first offense, for example, in our contract with the concierge is per month, this first offense, 5% out of 50,000. If this happens again, the second offense might be 10% of 50,000. And then the third offense, which is the last offense, it might be 15 to 20% of 50,000. And then if the concierge is still doing it, third offense, okay, in 1 year, maybe we're going to kick out from that building. And then from building 1 to building number 10, we have 27 concierge agents. Instead of 27 and losing the entire contract, maybe definitively we're going to terminate you. Oh, why? It's ridiculous just only for because you didn't understand. That is the reason I discussed it to you during the orientation training. Okay? Don't come again. The company, I still waiting for my necktie. Okay, that's fine. Just let me know. Okay? Maybe you have a problem with your jacket. Just let me know. You're coming on duty. I'm starting at duty without coat. I'm coming on duty without necktie. Okay? just in case that we receive this, okay, community management, yes, this apologize for that, and we are aware because this is the damage and everything, etc., etc. Okay, this is a deliberation, a proper communication. But if we receive this and it seems like we caught on the act and then we don't know, so definitely this is what happens. Okay? So now, this is just only uniform and then equipment and materials. Okay, so equipment and materials, as you can see in everything, stationery, your printer, your computer, your mouse, keypad, anything. That is our responsibility. And then that is part of the contract. And then, why are you not printing this form? Why you don't have these operational forms? Because we don't have printer. Okay. So what happened to your printer? It's broken. Since when? Okay, then you go into Margaret, since when? 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, you didn't inform me. You didn't inform your supervisor. So what do you want now? Okay? So this is part of the KPIs. And then we are providing everything what the concierge needs. And this is your information. This is your responsibility to let us know what happened in your operation. Okay? Site presence. Site presence should always concierge there 24 hours, 7 days in a week, 365 days. Okay? You are not allowed to leave the desk unattended. Taking your break, going to the toilet is a different story. But our concern here is proper communication. If someone's reported that, every time that they're going to pass by the concierge, there's no concierge. That is the concierge break, and we have the security outside, and then we are aware of that. But if you're not aware, so definitely again, there's no proper communication. You're going to hear to me most of the time. Proper communication, escalation. Proper communication, escalations. Okay, so shift handover, I discussed it already. Incoming, handover, doing the handover to the next shift. Daily log, as I mentioned, okay, so before we're using that written. But now, due to these cases, we don't understand the penmanship okay, so we put it online. Visitors log, okay, sometimes there's a building that's still doing the manual, handwritten. And then, did you remember the power apps, right? And then there's an icon for the visitors log, okay? So it depends on the building, depends on the community management. Contractors on site, okay? So, I mentioned people is coming regardless for contractors, cleaners, and everything. And then sometimes they coming inside in a bulky group, okay? And then this is not good. I'm telling you now, okay? So all you have to do is just to look for the supervisor, team leader, or manager of these persons, and then just speak. I'm really sorry, but may I know which apartment number, and then what time is your appointment, okay? And then actually, this is not allowed to stay here longer. And then just only 1 or 2 persons can stay here, but I'm really sorry, but the rest of them can wait outside. Okay? There's a building that all contractors, okay, there's no way they have to enter the main entrance of the reception, of the building, the reception. But most of the buildings that we have, they have separate access. They need to go to the basement, back office, or back door and everything. Okay? Common areas, which is I mentioned to you already, whatever you receive, problem with the common areas, it should be logged and reported. Rules and regulations, we discussed it already. Lost and found. Okay, there's no way that the lost and found will be kept in the reception. So all you have to do is just to always make sure that any lost and found should be surrendered immediately to the security. When security rejected to receive it on that day or particular time, just put it in your handover. Can do home services in unique request. Okay, which is I discussed it already. Health and safety. Every week you're going to need to sign attendance sheet, and then this is coming from our safety. Okay, so I saw you took a picture, but this is yours.
Thank you.
And
This is health and safety.
Sorry?
Could you kindly explain this one again? The health and safety.
Health and safety, okay, as I mentioned, you're going to receive an email and then you're going to read it,
Okay.
and then you're going to sign attendance that you read it.
Okay.
This is weekly. For example, what you will do during the summer, if you're driving, what do's and don'ts, and during Ramadan. This is everything.
Okay.
This is everything. This is just all information coming from the safety department of our company. Okay.
Thank you.
And I just wanted you to sign here, and then so you can imagine who's and who is the client, is the HOA, who are we, okay, and then I discuss it, everything.
Okay.
So I just want you to sign there. The sign, just put it TBA,
Okay.
the date and signature. And this is handover process acknowledgement. I discussed already the cash flow, right?
Yes.
Okay, security deposit, move in and move out deposit, major modification, daily handover, daily cash handover, and draft. Okay? So the employee number is TBA,
Okay.
to be announced. Okay, and lastly, this is yours, and the concierge, the supervisor knows what exactly you need to do here. But I just want to let you know, fully understand, of course, definitely you have an option, yes or no. But if you don't understand, don't think anything.
Okay.
And then all you have to do is just leave it, and then just ask the persons in front who's going to do the training, mostly the supervisors, that you don't understand.
Okay.
And then once you understand, yes, and then this is your signature. Okay? And then the person who give you the training, this is the signature side. Just keep it with you. Okay, so now, this is the last part. Strike properties, I just put it as strike properties, but this is just for the concierge portfolio. Okay, so Balkis residence is residential, and then that is located in Palm Jumeirah. South residence, this is south residence, this is residential, this is located in Palm Jumeirah. North residence is residential, this is located in Palm Jumeirah. European Business Center is commercial, and that is located in DIP, Dubai Investment Park. Sparkle Tower is residential, that is located in Dubai Marina. Eden House is residential, and that is located in Motor City. Monreal is residential, that is located in downtown, at the back of Dubai Mall. Prison Tower is commercial, that is located in Business Bay. Shoreline, that's green number 7 and 8. This is property owned, and this is residential. Property owned, property owned, property owned, property owned. Kaya Business Center is commercial, and that is located in Ticom. Mag 318 is residential, that is located in downtown. The 8 is residential, that is property owned, that is located in Palm Jumeirah. Golden Mile 1 and 2, that is residential, located in Palm Jumeirah. So once again, the 8, Balkis, South, North, Shoreline is property owned. Okay, so we're done. Thank you so much for your time. Now, this is your chance, and this is your part to ask questions, clarifications. Okay? Anything?
I'm highly suspecting most of my questions will be answered maybe like when I'm on the job training because keys, like the way you said, because a lot of things were coming up in my mind when.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Just write it down.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is just to discuss it in the persons who
Yeah.
give you interview training. And definitely, I just want to give you my number.
Okay.
Okay. 055 981 1441. That is my number. And there's a WhatsApp number on that number. WhatsApp on that number. And yeah.
Could you go over it again?
My name is Joe.
Could you go over the number again?
Sorry?
Could you kindly go over the number again?
055 981
981
1441.
1441.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay. And Margaret, I just want to say this.
Okay.
You don't need to listen to any colleagues that you're going to be with, because this information might feed you. Sometimes it's a positive one, that's good. If it's negative one, it seems like you're just working now and then you're feeling tired because of this information that you receive from them, and then bad thing, oh, you don't need to do that, it's not necessary. The moment that we're not saying anything, stop, go. Okay? So 99% the instructions should follow coming from us, okay, not from your colleague or from other departments. If other departments are going to say that, oh, no need, okay? But you have to think and you have to ask yourself, if it's the right thing or I need to escalate it. Okay? And then, yes. So we need people who are going to be flexible all the time, okay? And then, as you can see, facilities management, residential, concierge is working 24 hours. And then, as you know, maybe you would know in the future that concierge is working one concierge, one per shift and per building.
Okay.
So just in case of anything happens, it's really hard. Who's going to take whenever this person is not coming to work because of something, and then who's going to cover the building?
Okay.
There's no way that there's no concierge in one shift. Otherwise,
Okay.
we're protecting the concierge as well. We're protecting the company, of course, the contract. Okay, anything?
It's clear. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It's a lot of information. It's on my part to now just assimilate.
I
So
understand.
you have done your part very well. I'm very grateful.